Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tessie and today we'll be making a pleated palazzo pant. This tutorial is going to be very simple. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, kindly do that and let's get right into it. So what I have here with me is 4 yards of fabric. So now to know the amount of fabric to fold, because we'll be cutting the front first, it's going to be your hip measurement divided by 4, then you times what you have times 3. So it depends on how full you want it to be. So let's say my hip is 40, divided by 4 will give me 10. 10 times 3 will give me 30. So on fold, I have 30 inches. So it's as simple as that. So as you can see, I have 30 inches on fold. So now I'm going to chalk the starting point. So this line will serve as my waistline. So what I'll do now is from this waistline, I'll come down to my crotch line. So my crotch line is 11 inches, but I'll be adding extra one to it because I don't want it tight at all. So this kind of palazzo, you need that crotch area a bit free. So I chalked 12 inches and I just connected it into a straight line. So the next measurement to take is from your waist to the length of your palazzo. So I'll be using this Ankara length, that's 45 inches. So on that crotch area, as you can see, I'm just going to come in by 2 inches. So come in by 2 inches, and from that 2 inches, just connect it all the way up to your waistline. So as you can see, I connected it to the waistline. So what I'll do is just curve in that crotch. So I went ahead to curve in my crotch. So I'll be taking the unnecessary part out. So just watch what I'm doing. So from this point, I just blended it out a bit. So after doing all of that, this is what I have, as you can see. And on this side of my fabric, I'm going to be shaping it. So from this point, I'll be coming in by 1.5 inches. So I came in by 1.5, and from that point, I'm going to connect it all the way to the crotch. And on the length of my palazzo, I'll also come in by 1.5. So as you can see, I came in by 1.5, and I'm going to connect from the crotch down to that 1.5 inches. So what I did was on my waistline, I came in by 1.5, connected it to the crotch line, and on the length of the palazzo, I came in by 1.5 and connected from the crotch to the 1.5. So now go ahead now to cut that part out. So guys, after cutting it out, this is what we have for the front part of the palazzo. So we'll be cutting out the back. Now for the back, whatever you fold for the front, you add extra 3 inches to it. So I added extra 3 inches. You know, on the front, we folded 30 inches and I added extra 3 inches, which gave me 33 inches. So I'm just going to place my front on my back. So what I'll do now is cut out the unnecessary parts. As you can see, just watch what I'm doing. I'm going to cut out that waistline area, and I'm going to be cutting out this side. I want the front and the back to be equal. So after cutting it out, what we'll be doing next is working on this side of the pattern. So on the back area, I'll be coming in by 1 inches. So I chalked 1 inches, as you can see. Go ahead to chalk 1 inches. But when you get to the crotch line, I'll be using 2.5. But if you're on the bigger side, you can use 3 inches. But for me, I'll use 2.5, which I have here. So now I'll go ahead now to connect these lines together. So after connecting them together, this is what I have, as you can see. So what I'll be doing is I'll be coming in by 1 inches all the way down. So chalk 1 inches all the way down to the length of the pants. Now I'm going to connect them together. So after connecting them, I'll go ahead now to cut out the unnecessary parts. So guys, this is what I have. As you can see, for the back and the front, I have 2 pieces for the front, and I also have 2 pieces for the back. So we'll be working on the front pattern. So for my front, as you can see, I place them together and I'll stitch 1/2 inch all the way down to the crotch. So after stitching, this is what I have, as you can see. So what we'll do now is open it up on that right side, as you can see. So I'll be pleating now. So you need to note my waist is 28 inches. 28 divided by 2 will give me 14 inches. So for the front, we need 14 inches on that waistline. So I also need 1 inches on the side for joining. So 14 plus 2 inches, that's 16 inches. So for that waistline, I'm going to pleat till I get 16 inches. So I'm going to be folding, as you can see, and I'll secure it with my pin. You do the same thing for the other parts. So if you want your pleat smaller than mine, you can go ahead to make it smaller. If you want it bigger than mine, it depends on your preference, like I always say. So as you can see, I'm just taking my time to pleat and pin it down with my pin. So I'm just checking if I have up to 8 inches on this point. So I will just keep pleating till I get 8 inches on this side. So I'll go ahead now to pin it down. Then I will just check what I have. So from that side, I have 8 inches, as you can see. So I'm going to pleat this other part to give me 8 inches as well. So as you can see, I'm just taking my time to pleat and pin. So guys, after pinning, I'm just going to check if I have 8 inches on this side as well, as you can see. So total of 16 inches. So I am on point. So what I'll do now is stitch to secure them together by 1/2 inch for the front. So I'm just going to place the back together this way and stitch 1/2 inch all the way to the crotch. So after stitching, this is what I have. I'm going to open it up and do the exact thing I did for the front. I'll go ahead now to pleat to give me 16 inches on that waistline. So as you can see, I'm pleating. I'm using my pin to just hold it down. So we're basically doing what we did for the front for the back as well. So I checked, I have 8 inches at this point, and I'm also going to pleat this point to give me 8 inches as well. So I'm just going to check if I have 8 inches on this point as well. So I have 8 inches, as you can see, total of 16 inches. I'm just going to stitch by 1/2 inch. So after stitching, as you can see, this is what I have for the front and the back. of my palazzo. I'll be attaching pocket to this palazzo. So as you can see, I've cut out 8 inches by 10 inches for my pocket, and I have 4 pieces. You need 4 pieces for your pocket. So now to place my pocket on my palazzo, I'm just going to fold my fabric into two this way. So you chalk where you want your pocket to start from. So from the waist, I came down by 4 inches. You can choose to come down by 5, 6. It depends on your preference. So I chalked 4 inches, and I'm just going to notch that line. So after notching, this is what I have, as you can see. So my pocket will be starting from that notch line. So what I'll do is just place the right side facing the right side of the fabric, and I'll be stitching by 1/2 inch all the way down here. And I'll do the same thing for this part as well. Place the right side facing the right side, place them together and stitch by 1/2 inch. We'll also do the same thing for the back as well. So I did the same thing for the back and the front. This is what I have. I placed them together this way. What I'll be doing now is joining. So on that waist area, I'm going to be joining by 1 inches. From this point, I'm just going to curve in my hand and join 1 inches all the way down. I'll do the same thing for this part as well. I'll chalk 1 inches. I'll stitch and curve in my hand and stitch 1 inches all the way down to the length of the pants. So after doing that, this is what I have, as you can see. So what I'll be doing next is joining the flap area. So now I'm just going to flip it this way. I'll place them together just as you see me do. So I'll be stitching 1/2 inch all the way down to this end. So when joining, make sure the joining part of the front and the back meet together, then you stitch. So guys, after stitching, this is what it looks like. So I'll be attaching my zip at the back. So I'm just going to open up that back area, as you can see. So after doing that, before placing my zip, I'm going to be cutting out my band. So I'll check what I have from this point around the waistline. As you can see, I checked what I have from that point all the way to this point. I have 32 inches, so I'm just going to cut out my band. As you can see, I've cut out my band and I have 4 inches. Please make sure to add paper stay or any interfacing. I don't have any at home, and this palazzo pant is for me. That's why I'm just making it like this. So I'm just going to place my band and stitch all the way down and weave. After doing that, this is what I have, as you can see. So what I'll do next is just attach my zip. So you chalk where you want your zip to start from. So for me, I want it to go down a bit. So after doing that, I'll go ahead now to place my zip and show you guys what it looks like. So guys, this is the final result of the pleated palazzo. This is what it looks like. As you can see, in case you want your pleats tinier than mine, just when pleating, make it very tiny. Hope this tutorial was helpful. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next class. Bye.